After graduating, I changed jobs several times intermittently, never staying long at any of them. My most recent job was as a dispatcher at an emergency call center. On my first day, I felt like this was the job I truly wanted to do. However, things didn't go as I hoped, and I eventually left. The reason? It all started with a distressing call. That night, the call center was particularly busy. I had already been working for almost 10 hours straight. I stretched and glanced at the clock on the wall, calculating how much longer until my shift ended. Just then, a little girl named Camille called, saying that her mother had fallen. I asked for her address, but she didn't know the exact location and asked if I could trace the call. I told her, "Of course, we've already located your address. Can you tell me what happened?" Camille replied, "My mom's been acting strange these past few days. She doesn't sleep at night and keeps scratching at the walls. I'm a little scared and haven't dared to leave my room. Could you send someone to check on her? I'm in my room right now, and there are weird groaning noises coming from her room, like the sounds from monsters or zombies on TV." Through the phone, I could hear strange laughter in the background. I asked the girl, "What is your mom doing now?" Camille responded, "She's lying on the floor, and it looks like she can't get up." I asked her if her mother was breathing. Camille said, "I'm not sure. I don't see her chest moving, and I'm really scared. Please hurry." While I reassured Camille, I relayed the information to the dispatch center. I kept her on the line, telling her, "Don't worry, sweetheart. The police are already on their way. I'll stay with you. Don't hang up, just keep talking to me, okay?" Nervously, she replied, "Okay, but now I hear something outside my room. My mom seems to be convulsing, and her eyes are twitching." Just then, I distinctly heard bizarre muttering and the sound of something being stolen. Camille's voice cracked as she cried, "Someone is coming toward my room. What should I do? I'm so scared. Are the police here yet?" I was just as anxious, but tried my best to calm her down. "Who's coming?" I asked. Camille whispered, "It's my mom. I've hidden in the closet. She's crawling around the living room like a spider. Her eyes look strange, and there's foam coming out of her mouth." I instructed her firmly, "Stay hidden, and don't let her see you." Camille's voice became quieter. "I think she hasn't seen me yet. Can you please hurry?" She needed a strong sense of reassurance, so I told her, "The police will be there any second now." But just then I heard a terrifying scream on the phone. I frantically called out, "Camille, Camille, are you okay?" In a panicked tone, she whispered, "My mom walked in backward. I think she knows where I'm hiding. She's staring at the closet. I'm scared she might hurt me." I was confused. "Camille, don't be afraid. Tell me what you're seeing. What do you mean by walked in backward?" Camille struggled to explain. "It's weird. It looks like my mom is walking backward. Her legs are twisted the wrong way, and while her body is normal, her head is turned around. Her back and face are facing forward, like a Barbie doll whose head has been twisted. She's wobbling like a robot." Camille continued, "She's coming closer." I started to understand what she meant, and if it were true, it would be utterly terrifying. I assured Camille, "The police are at your door now." But then, Camille's voice softened and she said, "My mom is smiling at me. I think she won't hurt me. I can come out now." Something felt wrong, and I desperately urged Camille not to leave her hiding spot. But no matter how much I called out, Camille stopped responding. Soon after, I heard a piercing scream, and the call was disconnected. When the police arrived, they found neither Camille nor her mother. In fact, the house didn't even look like anyone had been living there. There was no furniture, no electricity, and the entire place was dilapidated. In the living room, they found the dried, decomposed body of a dog, with cockroaches and insects crawling everywhere. There was no trace of any living person. The next morning, I resigned. Ever since then, that call has haunted me. I can't understand it. My supervisor and others insisted that I must have sent them the wrong address, causing them to search the wrong place. but I know for certain I didn't. The address was correct. Somewhere, something beyond comprehension had occurred. We just may never know what. On a Halloween night, groups of children went door to door trick-or-treating. Among them, a group of 5 friends stood out, each dressed uniquely. After a while, they had gathered a good haul of candy. They found a bench and began swapping and eating their sweets, but soon they got a bit bored. It was still early, and no one knew what to do next. Suddenly, one of the boys had an idea and said, "How about we check out that abandoned hospital? I heard there's a terrifying clown there." Everyone was immediately intrigued and decided to go. By the time they arrived, it was 11 p.m. The abandoned hospital was large and desolate, and in the night, it looked extremely eerie. One of the girls was too scared to go in and ran home by herself. Now down to 4, the group ventured inside. The moment they entered, they were hit by the stench of dead rats. The place was covered in dust, with rusty, moldy equipment scattered everywhere, and there were bloodstains on the floor. They huddled together as they walked, each feeling like something was following them, as they occasionally caught glimpses of shadows darting by, but they couldn't figure out what it was. Soon after, a haunting voice echoed through the empty rooms saying, "Get out." Within minutes, they heard a piercing scream, and when they looked around in panic, they were shocked to find one of them, Brandon, was missing. The situation had just gotten serious. Terrified, they decided to leave, but discovered that the door wouldn't open. The broken door they had entered through was now inexplicably sealed shut. Someone suggested it must be the clown who haunted the place playing tricks on them. With that door blocked, they began looking for another exit, all while calling out for Brandon, but neither an exit nor Brandon's voice could be found. Desperate, they searched room by room and found a collection of used syringes in one of them, thinking they could use them for self-defense. Each took one in hand and split up. Kenny, a bit timid, advanced blindly, swaying the syringe around. Sean was determined, still searching for any trace of the clown, while Fred just wanted to find an escape route as quickly as possible. But the clown, who had been unseen until then, crossed paths with Fred at a stairwell corner. The clown bellowed, "Get out of my domain." But instead of being scared, Fred courageously charged at the clown, sliding between his legs and stabbing him in the back with the syringe. Fred quickly got back on his feet and sprinted towards an exit, managing to open the door. He shouted for his friends to come quickly. Kenny and Sean followed the sound and reached the exit, escaping successfully. Fred, however, declared boldly, "I have to go back. Brandon is still in there. I need to save him." His friends couldn't stop him, and he dashed back inside. This time, he grabbed a baseball bat. As he ascended the stairs again, he found the clown, now limping. Fred fearlessly raised the bat and demanded, "Where the hell is my friend?" The clown, of course, didn't answer and just kept laughing maniacally, as if mocking Fred's foolishness. Amid the chilling laughter, Fred faintly heard a struggle and cries for help coming from a room behind the clown. Without hesitation, he swung the bat at the clown, then rushed toward the sound of Brandon's voice. Sure enough, he found Brandon tied up in a room. Fred quickly freed him, and they fled down an emergency staircase. The heavy footsteps above them urged them to keep running as fast as they could. Finally, they escaped the abandoned hospital. Kenny and Sean were waiting outside, and the group quickly ran towards the police station, calling the cops along the way. However, to everyone's surprise, after a thorough search by the police, they found nothing. No one ever saw that clown again,